All right, welcome to the Straight Red Card. I am back from what is it, Yanks Report Land, and just want to thank Sam for having us on the show featuring the Straight Red Card. That was awesome. Thank you, Sam.
There's far more light over in Yanks Report Land than there is in the Straight Red Card land.
What do you mean, light? You say
light?
Light?
It's much brighter. It's a much brighter space.
Oh. Yeah, not my room. Apparently, I haven't figured out how to get my camera on my laptop to actually pick up light, because I had like literally 3 bulbs blasting in my face, and it still came out dark. But that's okay. Sam said it was probably apropos. I don't think he used those words, but he's like, it's kind of good if you're dark. I don't know if he was saying I was ugly. So it's.
It was what's the phrase? You've got a face for radio.
Yeah, exactly. He's like, no, it's fine. Don't bother working on it. I'm like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
Also, thanks to everybody that's subscribed. We are way over 600 now. I think we had like 70 subs in the last day.
Yeah, it was crazy. Every couple hours turning it on, I'm like, whoa, holy crap.
Yeah.
People are subbing.
Yeah, it's like people like anyhow.
Everybody's doing their part to beat the YouTube algorithm. I appreciate it.
Yes, absolutely. We have to feed the beast. So if you're new here, do like this video or love it or rub it on your bum, whatever you got to do to get you to like this video. Maybe you just like the content. Maybe you don't. We don't care. Subscribe, then take a shot of tequila. I think that's always a good option. Share it with your relatives as well. Share the video, especially the relatives with like toiletry issues. It'll give them something to do when they're sitting on the throne. You know what I mean? You know, they'll get to share. They'll watch the video while they're doing their biz. So do that. We're really good bathroom entertainment. That's what I've been told. Also, I think that's all the other stuff that I've got to do. I do have to say about that show with Sam, what no one will know, well, now they'll know. Dude, I was going into that interview and trying to figure out, what's that called? Stream, whatever we used.
StreamYard? Streamlab? Okay.
Dude, I was baked. I was fucking baked out of my mind. And I was like, can I pull myself together? God damn, I really overdid it, you know? And so it all worked out, which is great. But, you know, if you can tell based on that interview with Sam, you are paying really good attention. So let's get to this, Brett. We've got this game. It just ended. It's USA versus Martinique, and we're supposed to have some general thoughts. But you know what? My first thought was, Lalas is a moron. Did you see his depth chart for the center backs?
We're going to have a bit of a contradictory conversation here. But yes, I did see that. And yes, I do agree that was moronic.
Why is it contradictory?
You said he's a moron. I guess it's not really contradictory. I'm going to say he's right about one thing here in a second. But yeah, I can't understand why. What has, I mean, don't get me wrong. I think Zimmerman's done well so far this tournament. I like his play. But what has he done to warrant a number 2 spot over McKenzie, Miazga, even Richards? Richards played half a season for Hoffenheim consistently and well.
I thought that was Walker Zimmerman who played for Hoffenheim.
No. Must have been a different Zimmerman.
Oh, shit. I got it all confused. Yeah, it's kind of weird. This guy that plays in the Bundesliga and started many games for a half season for Hoffenheim is like 6th on his depth chart. I guess just because he's barely not wearing diapers anymore.
And he wasn't even thrown in because of that. He was thrown in because there's a slew of youth coming up through the woodwork, and they just use Richards. I'm just like, guys, the guy played like half a season, like every game.
You know what?
I don't know. Seems strange.
It made me think, thank God. This is the first time I've thought this. Thank God Berhalter's the coach and not Lalas. That's what it made me think. And that takes quite a bit. And, you know, because there's no way Berhalter believes this is the I'm putting it up on the screen, the center back depth chart from 1 to 6. I mean, all right. And then Matt and Walker and Mark McKenzie, and now you can add James Sands, maybe. Although it was Martinique, yes, he had a great game, but we try not to punish the players for the opponent in front of them, right? So Sands had a good game. But yeah, this is a joke depth chart made by someone who doesn't have much of a sense of humor first, and doesn't really know a joke when it just like hits him in the face. So
see, I can't help but think that when they do stuff like this, their overall goal is really just to get the community talking. Because he has to go into this thinking, dude, there are going to be a lot of people bitching me out about this.
No, he doesn't. He's arrogant.
I feel like he has to. I think that has.
No,
I think that has to be a game plan of his.
He really thinks he's bringing the masses knowledge and information. I really do. I really believe that. I think that. I mean, could you imagine waking up every day and saying, "Oh, well, I got to say something completely idiotic today, so more people think I'm full of shit." I mean, no one wakes up feeling like that. Not even Alexi Lalas. He's got to really believe this, Brett. But yes, does he love the attention that these stupid opinions, bring to him? I guess he must. But
I do have to say that I'm more than confident if we had a World Cup qualifying match tomorrow, having a Brooks and Zimmerman duo. I'm more than confident with that. I've liked what I've seen from Zimmerman, especially against
I'd be fine
with challenge we faced. But I'm not saying that if I've got to take 4 center backs tomorrow and everybody's healthy, I'm sorry, Zimmerman doesn't make my 4.
Yeah, I'd have a hard time, especially if Aaron Long's healthy. Even him I'd have him as like behind Aaron Long, behind Miazga, and behind Richards. And then I'd have him battling it out with Mark McKenzie right now, who I think showed pretty well in Nations League, but maybe he gets moved up. But yeah, I guess, he just likes being Darth Vader, and that's fine. Lalas gets to be Darth Vader. As for this game, I don't know what you say about it. What was it? 6-1?
So this is where I was going to say Lalas was right about one thing at least.
Yeah.
And he got a lot of heat about this, but we were playing Martinique. Come on. You take
Martinique.
Yes. That's what I said.
Oh, I didn't hear it.
Yeah. Like you take it for what it is. They aren't a good team by any means. The 6-1 game, while great for building confidence moving into the Canada game, it's not much. You can't really evaluate too much on there. So like when we do our grades later, I'm looking more at just how the players played rather than how they played against the opponent, because the opponent might as well not have been there for most of the game.
Right. I mean, it's really hard to do like a game review about a game where you just won 6-1. Mm-hmm. I think at one point I said, yeah, I went and took a piss and came back and we scored another goal. That's kind of how this was. And, I had my brother texting me. He's a real casual fan. He's like, are we playing against some 3rd division college team? What the hell is this? I don't even know. He's like, I don't even know any of the players on the U.S. team. I'm like, yeah. I had to explain it to him real quick. Again, because he already forgot. I'm like, dude, I already told you about this. He's like, oh, yeah, okay. Mm-hmm. It's our C team. Yeah, I get it. I forgot. I'm like, okay, well.
So saying that we really can't take into consideration the opponent that we played and how our players played against them. Looking at how our players played, if we went back to a 4-man back line, who would you start, Sands or Robinson?
Yeah, that's a tough one. I think based on
Sands had a hell of a game today.
He did. I mean, he was awesome. He's great at passing. It
could be an issue of the positions. So Robinson's more out left, so he's going to have to do more of the more passing forward and dribbling a little bit more than, say, Sands, who's there to read the game and just to break up their attempt to through balls. Sands did great reading the game, and he did great intercepting the balls and overall defensive game. Great game. Robinson had some challenges. He played well in defense. And when he got into the attack, wasn't that great. He did get a goal, of course. But I mean, it's tricky because going into the Canada game, who would you start? Because Zimmerman's going to start.
Yeah.
So it's between those two, in my opinion.
Well, I think at least Sands is going to make it hard for Berhalter. Oh, that sounds gross. But
you didn't say makes Berhalter hard. You said makes it hard for him.
Well, still same sort of thing contextually if you take it the wrong way. But yeah, and that's good that he's made the decision more difficult for Berhalter and going forward. But I think Berhalter would generally go with who he's more comfortable, and we will be doing our best guess on Berhalter's starting 11 in the next segment.
Good luck to us on that one.
Yeah, wish us the best because Berhalter really threw in a real monkey wrench into the the whole engine here because I'll have to admit I was wrong. I thought that Berhalter would go with the standard 4-3-3 here, and he didn't.
Well, according to Fox Sports 1, they did go with a 4-3-3. Come on, pay attention here. God, that was ridiculous. I need to go back to see if I can get a screenshot of that because that was just sad.
Please do. I want to throw that up because these guys have access to Berhalter. They talked to him the day before the game in anonymity. Well, in the promise they wouldn't talk about the interview until after the game was started. And how you as a network can have some nitwit type in 4-3-3 and have what
so you had Robinson out left, Sands, left Zimmerman, and Moore. And then you had a middle trio of Bello, Busio, and Williamson.
Yeah.
And then Robinson, DK, Hoppy. It was sure.
Can't Fox get someone who knows just like a little itty bitty thing about soccer?
Soccerway.com had it. Spot on.
They did. They almost always do by second half at least. They figure it out and they're like, we'll fix it, But Fox and ESPN are just god awful. They have total non-soccer people making these graphics for them. And when that happens, you're going to get a 4-3-3 out of what was clearly 3-4-2-1 actually. And you could say it's a 3-4-3 if you really want to, but I think Roldan and Hoppy played a little.
Dude, yeah, Hoppy got back all the way in our defensive third a lot of times to collect the ball. Yeah. So he definitely wasn't playing a 4-3-3 or even a 4-5-2 or 3-5-2.
Yeah,
definitely wasn't playing that. You can just look at the players on the 11, and you can pretty much guarantee you can guess what type of formation it's going to be.
Right. I had them lined up as a 3-5-2 at the beginning, but then as I watched the game, I'm like, nope, that's wrong. Roldan's playing right up there with DK and Hoppy. That's a front three, or DK is the CF, and the other two is sort of pinched in tens or attacking midfielders. Not really midfielders, more like second strikers almost, but they have defensive responsibilities as well. So, listen, as Jimmy Conrad told us, you guys are idiots. You talk about formations too much. In this case, it really helps you follow the game, and it helps you know where the people are. So as you're following the game, you have an idea of who should be where and who missed an assignment, especially when you're trying to analyze the game.
And to go off of Conrad's comment there, you are. There were times where Bello was coming in and making those late box runs more so than Hoppy or Roldan.
Yeah.
So there were times where he was up higher moving forward and
out wide.
Yeah, a different style than am I spacing more? There we go.
Yeah.
So a different style of wingback than Moore, but Still very entertaining to watch. I will say though that with Williamson, Bello, and Busio having a very young trio of players in our midfield, more or less, very fun to watch at times. But I felt like they tried a little too much and caused some poor passes and dispossessions. I don't know if it's just their age and inexperience showing in the end, but they just tried a little bit too much.
Yeah, I think the two of them held on to the ball a little longer than necessary a few times, and that's just youth, really. And maybe having a little too much confidence, or being a little bit maybe arrogant about the opponent and like, wow, I can just, dribble out of this. It's no big deal. And we saw Williamson get caught a few times tonight.
Just outside of our box, too. That was sketchy.
That's like the worst place to get caught.
Well, and then going with the trying to do too much, there's an instant when Bello had a chance inside of our attacking third in the 4th minute. The ball came across. Instead of just heading it at the goal, he tried to chest it down and bring it down, but then got dispossessed. Like sometimes just do the simple things, guys. That's all you really have to do.
Yeah, put your head on it.
As the commentator in the Canada game, it's not rocket science. Just do the simple stuff,
Yep, that usually works pretty well.
With Unc.
But these guys were out to impress in many ways, and so they wanted to do probably a little more than was necessary at times.
Sure,
but we leave 6-1, and in the group, that means
we need a win to take the group.
I think we'll beat Canada. Canada looked really paltry today.
They looked bad against Martinique. I mean, not bad, but
first 5 minutes,
not necessarily there. Yeah. I mean, I understand they won both games 4-1.
Yeah,
but the Haiti game they easily could have lost. Like easily could have lost.
Oh yeah. I thought Haiti blew some really obvious goal scoring opportunities. I'm not looking. This is not the Canada golden generation I was told about. I'm not impressed. And yes, I know
got a couple good players in there.
They're missing Davies. They're missing Jonathan David. I get it. But yeah, that midfield's still pretty bad. And so is that defense. And those two players aren't going to help you because they play Davies as a left forward when he's out there. And
hey, Basher finally found the field. Surprise.
Yeah. Yeah, he did. Wasn't he a Chicago Fire guy at one point, Basher?
No, he was in the 11.
Oh, that's right, in the 11.
Yeah, and it hurt losing him, but there's no reason why he should have been languishing in USL. He was way too good for USL.
Who's that other redhead guy from Atlanta we had for a while? Carlton. Yeah. Boy, has that guy's career gone down the fucking toilet. But yeah, he didn't do much for us at any 11 either. So there you go. Yeah, little maturity issues there, I think. But I think that'll do it for the basic review. And we will be back with player ratings, the best we can do based on what we saw. Until the next time on the Straight Red Card, buy good toilet paper. It's something that I think is important. All right, good night.